They say this is a big rich town. I just come from the poet's part. Bright light, city life, I gotta make it, this is where it goes down. I just happen to come up hard. Legal or illegal, baby, I gotta
Hey everybody, let's talk about the latest episode of Power. Now before I get started in this video, let me shout out J.R. Ramirez, aka Julio from the show, because last week he actually liked a tweet that I tweeted to him. It made me feel special. Thank you, boo. So anyway, let's jump right on into this episode. So can we talk about Holly in this episode? Y'all, she is working my everlasting nerve. For real. Okay, first of all, when Holly and Tommy go over to meet with Tasha, she's not drinking any wine, so Tasha immediately notices that she's not drinking and she asks her, "Are you pregnant?" And so Holly tells her yes, and they go off in the room and they sit down and talk about it. And she says she doesn't know if she's going to keep it or not, because at the beginning of the episode she actually had called a clinic and asked to come in, to talk about her options. So she was thinking about not keeping the baby. So later on in the episode, when she sees Tommy and Tariq having their, uncle and nephew moment, she kind of felt those butterflies and thought, well, maybe he'd be a good father, which I think he would be a good dad. And so that made her change her mind, which really just pushed her into gear like, we got to do something about Ghost. And later on in the episode, when everything happened with Tommy, that really amped her up. So she had heard Tommy talking about using the Jamaicans to put out a hit. And so by the end of the episode, y'all, she done went to the Jamaicans and hired, the guy to go kill Ghost. Holly, go sit down somewhere. Like, you are doing the absolute most. And for me, I feel like Holly needs to be killed off of this show. I love her as an actress. She's great as an actress because she is selling it, okay? But her character is working my nerve. But I don't want Ghost to have to kill her or Tasha to have to kill her. I don't want there to be any more tension. Once Ghost and Tommy make up, I don't want it to be no more tension between them, because it is killing me to see them at odds with one another. So I think either Kanan should kill her, or, she jumps in when the Jamaican is trying to do something. Like, I just feel like she's going to get in the way somewhere and she's going to get killed. And I don't know if she's going to tell him about that baby or not. Who knows? Tasha had a few moments in this episode that was significant. When she was sitting down talking to Keisha, Keisha asked her if she was doing some, new decorating, and she said yes, but she just didn't know what to do because she wasn't the one that decorated the house. Ghost was. And she was just basically saying how she doesn't remember who she was before Ghost, because she altered herself so much to suit him because she loved him. Of course, she don't know how she, want to do her hair and, what to do in the house. I mean, she's trying to reinvent herself. But you can also see that she misses him just in that moment when she's talking to Keisha. You know, I think that there's a potential for them to get back together, because she ain't stopped loving him. She was just upset at what he done and how he did it, which is, come on, that's her husband, of course. She also tells Tariq that when he goes in and talk to that psychologist, that he need to keep his mouth closed, and don't tell any more than what they ask. So, she already prepping him to keep the family secrets. The one thing she did do that I didn't like was the fact that Keisha asked her straight up, why are you carrying a gun? Is there something that I need to know that's going on? And Tasha told her no. I agree with Tasha with keeping Keisha out of it, because the less that Keisha knows, the better. And another thing that I didn't like that Tasha did was when Angela came and talked to her, and she told Tasha that she got Tariq's charges expunged. She didn't even say thank you. She just got smart with her and was like, well, I know you didn't do this for Tariq, you did it for Ghost, but, newsflash, girl, this is just the beginning. You're going to be doing everything for Ghost, so get ready. Ghost was kind of here, there, and everywhere. He's still, doing a good job at keeping this club together. He had a meeting with Karen and he let Dre sit in on it. And y'all, was I the only one who loved the way Dre was acting towards Karen? Now, I know it was inappropriate, but maybe I just want to see him with some kind of romantic interest or something because he fine. But that might be why I enjoyed it. But even though he was inappropriate with Karen, I think she responded back to him. And what he was saying was true, just like she said, supply and demand is how it goes. And he was like, no, it's demand and then supply. And you can see this look on Ghost's face like, man, what are you doing? What are you doing? Please quit trying to talk to this lady. But I mean, she was into it. Her face, she just seemed like she was with it. So go Dre. But ultimately, Dre did good in the meeting. Dre was out there in them streets again, which got on my nerves at first, but this time it was a good thing that he was in them streets because he found out that the Asian guy was going to come for Tommy. And so when he found out that information, he called Ghost straight away and told him what was up. Dre is still proving himself to Ghost, and I hope Ghost is paying attention. So when Ghost finds out that Tommy is about to get shot up, he goes and it's Ghost to the rescue. When Ghost finally, shows up, Tommy has already been shot and the Asians are just unloading on him and he's behind the car, and Ghost just walks up and pop, pop, pop. He killed a few of them, and the driver obviously was still alive, so he just sped off, and then Ghost ran up out of there, and Tommy didn't even know that Ghost helped him out because he couldn't see. He was hiding behind a car. So, I just knew that he wasn't gonna let something happen to Tommy. Come on, that's his family. You're not gonna do that. Something that Ghost did in this episode that got on my nerves, but I don't know. I'm kind of seeing this thing happen with him and Angela. Like I said earlier, Angela went to go talk to Tasha because, she felt bad about Tariq getting that gun. And so when he found out that Angela went to go talk to her, he was like, you need my permission to go talk to my wife. And she was like, wait, 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 wait. What you mean your wife? Angela. His wife, yeah, it's his wife. But my whole thing is, but Ghost, don't be trying to use that term. Like, don't be trying to call her your wife now. Okay, she wasn't your wife when you was out running around with Angela. Okay, while you up here living with her and y'all ain't divorced yet. And Angela's sister called him out on that. She was like, so when you get that divorce? So, something that annoys me about Ghost, he don't be listening. When people are trying to come to him and tell him stuff, he don't listen. Just like his top security dude was trying to tell him something about Karen, probably digging into his background or having somebody follow. I mean, we don't know what he was gonna tell him because Ghost was too busy, trying to see about Tommy, which is understandable, but he just cut him completely off and was like, look, I just tell me later, which could have been some valuable information that he missed. And because he blew him off like that and he seemed so preoccupied, that's why the top flight security dude, he ain't top flight for real. He's real security. But he followed Ghost, and seen him kill the Asian people. So, I mean, he knows that about Ghost now, but of course, he ain't gonna say nothing until an opportune moment. Tommy is still trying to keep it together, y'all. He is still trying to keep it together. Was I the only one that felt awkward during this love scene with him and Holly? Like, it just seemed like he was somewhere else. Like, he wasn't really into it. It was just something to be doing and be doing it. And as soon as he was done, he just got up and was like, you need to contact Tasha and set up a meeting, blah, blah, blah. He just was just, I don't know, preoccupied. But as soon as he and Holly got to Tasha's house, he just, it was just like he was falling back into his old self. He was like, girl, what you cook? You got some leftovers or something. And she was like, go get it out the refrigerator. Tasha, him and Tasha. And it feels good to have them kind of going, kind of falling back into the norm. And it was good to see Tommy sit down and talk to Tariq about having that gun. But at the same time, during that little conversation, they both expressed their feelings about Ghost and how Ghost is so selfish and how he feel like he can just do certain things and everyone else has to fall in line, But at the end of the day, he tells Tariq, but your dad loves you. Never forget that. And never forget I got your back always. So I loved that Tommy did that with Tariq. Holly, of course, is still pushing for him to kill Ghost, and he keeps avoiding her because he don't want to do it, okay? Of course. And when he came home, after the Asian guys attacked him, he was hit in the arm. And he thinks that Lobos was the one that was behind it because he hadn't killed Ghost yet. And see, this is the difference between Tommy and Ghost. If something like this would have happened when Ghost is around, Ghost would have investigated first. Even if all the evidence seemed like it was one way, he would have said, all right, now let's investigate. Let's go ask some questions and see what's up. Did anybody know anything? Ear to the streets. Let's find out what was really going on before I make an assumption. So when he said that out his mouth to Holly, she automatically thinking we gotta kill Ghost, and that's what triggered her to go see the Jamaicans and got that hit put out on him. Come on, Tommy. Know your girl, she's crazy. Ticky ticky boom boom crazy. Like, quit telling her stuff. See, Tommy just need to get him a little light skinned chick or, a brown skinned chick. I don't know. He said he like redheads, so I mean, get you a chick with a weave, some red weave, and call it a day. Or find you, a girl that'll dye her hair red and go on about your business. Because this one right here, I can't, Tommy. I can't. So Greg is a cop again. So through the help of his detective friend, Greg is able to find Ruiz, who is actually in California somewhere. Anyway, so Greg rolls up on Ruiz and he's telling him, Lobos is out for you and the goons know where you at, so you might as well go into protective custody. We know your dad, is sick, and we know your family is important to you and you don't want them knocked off, so you need to come snitch. And so he talks Ruiz into coming back and testifying against Lobos and also giving up information about everyone else in the organization. So because he did that, Mike let him back on the force. So as soon as Angela sees him up in there, she's like, really? For real? And did y'all peep game when Greg's little detective friend insinuated that Angela had to sleep with Mike just to get her position? He corrected him so quick and he was like, nah, that's not how she got it. And I was like, oh, you still taking up for her? But ain't you out to get her? He still got feelings for that girl. And you know what? I would not even be surprised by the end of this season, he might get Angela back. Because, ooh, let me just. Because as soon as Angela found out that Ruiz was back and he was going to snitch about, everybody in the organization, Angela started getting a little shifty. I don't like that. If you're going to be with this man, then you need to be with him. You knew what it was when you was dealing with him. See, it was all cute when he was married and y'all was sneaking off and, he was whining and dining and, you only got to see him a few hours within a day. But now he living with you. Now you got to deal with his kids. Now the reality of him being, his past is very present and in your face, but you still made that choice to be with him. So you need to be with him. See, that's what made me think that Tasha and Ghost are going to get back together because Tasha knew what it was from jump and she's okay with that. The only thing she wasn't okay with was him being legit because she felt like he don't make as much money, being legit than he does as a drug dealer. But at the same time, um, Tasha has grown a lot from the first season because she was immature. The whole thing between her and Sean popped off because Ghost wasn't giving her enough attention and she was acting real childish and silly. But since then, I think she has grown just as a person. And so if they were to get back together, she would really understand how important walking the straight and narrow is to him, even though he ain't gonna be able to just lead the game. I don't think he is. All she had to do was just be supportive of him and he'll be all right. But I don't like the fact that Angela is just so ready to jump ship just because Jamie is about to be exposed. Of course, come on. Come on, girl. But you knew that. So she sits Jamie down and has this little conversation with him, and she's like, "I don't know if we're gonna make it," and blah blah blah. And he was like, "What you mean?" I know he's thinking in his head, "Girl, I done left my family for you. I done gave up so much stuff, my best friend to be with you, and now you up here talking about you don't think it's gonna work. Oh, it's gonna work." But I think Angela's gonna give up, and then he's just gonna go back to Tasha. Tasha ain't gonna make it easy for him, but eventually I think she'll give in. That's what I think is gonna happen. And while I'm talking about predictions, do y'all think Karen is working for Stern? Is that his name? Was that his name, Stern? Y'all drop it in the comments below. Let me know, because I feel like she's doing all this digging, and she wants Ghost to be all on social media and all, out and about, putting his face out and stuff. Do you think it's something behind that? I think she might be working with Stern. It's a setup. So last but not least, let's talk about Kanan and Jukebox. So Jukebox lets Kanan come on their little, smash and grab. But before she let him in, she needed to know that he could still operate a gun, pull a trigger. And so here Jukebox go again, renting her girlfriend out to Kanan just to see if his trigger finger works. Really, you gotta do all that just to see if you can pull a trigger? You ain't got to do all of that. Why is Jukebox using her girlfriend like that? But you gotta keep in mind, Kanan really don't care about too many people other than himself. So while you all thinking you strategizing, using him or whatever, or just using sex as a way to get into his mind and help him, along the way, girl, he ain't worried about that. That's just somebody to hit. You tried it, Jukebox, girl. Keep your girl to yourself. Why are you renting her out like that? That's not cute at all. But anyway, so after that little incident happened, okay, his trigger finger was just fine. Anyway, so during this smash and grab, everything goes according to plan. But I was shocked. Did y'all anticipate? About to call him 50. Did y'all anticipate Kanan shooting dirt? At first I was like, what is he doing? But come to find out, Jukebox was in on it, right? Was she in on it? I thought it was part of the plan. Y'all let me know. Comment down below and let me know. So by the end of this episode, Kanan and Jukebox is celebrating at the strip club, of course. Where else do you go to celebrate a smash and grab? And Kanan tells her that his big plan was to go back to New York and kill Ghost. That was his big plan. And she said, don't you think he's worth more to you alive? And she said, you need to think more deeply about this. What did he take from you? Right? And, whatever he took from you, your revenge should be more on that degree. Not just kill him. No, let him live. Destroy his life. So I'm just wondering, do you think Kanan is going to try to holler at Tasha? Do you think Kanan is going to come for his son? I don't know. I'm scared for Dre because I think Kanan is going to try to kill Dre. Y'all better not kill Dre off this show. Don't do that. Don't kill Dre. Kill Holly. Don't kill Julio. Please don't kill Julio. We know Tommy cannot die and Ghost cannot die. Don't kill Tasha. Don't be killing off Keisha. Kill off some little minor people. And do y'all think Ruiz is really gonna give up Ghost? I don't know. So listen, these are the things that happen in this latest episode of Power. If I left anything out, just bring it up and drop it in the comments below and we will continue the conversation. All right, guys, I will see you all in the next video. Talk to you later.
I just come from the poet's part. Bright light, city life, I gotta make it. This is where it goes down. I just happen to come up hard.